Hello and welcome to World Autism Month, World Autism Day, April 2nd. This is Jeff Romanchuk again with Everyone's Autistic Autism Research Consulting. I wanted to say more about the 6 causes of autism I mentioned in the last video. They are biological, neurological, genetic, psychological, environmental, and immune. As I said last time, there are 6 etiologies being researched, but you might see them expressed by a lot other words than the ones I just gave. So, let me back up a step to say that in the late 1990s, when I first gathered all the research articles that named the cause for autism, and were published between 1943 and 1996. There were 1,259 articles naming 1,543 etiologies. Yes, about 300 of the articles had more than one etiology implicated. I read the abstracts from all 1,259 articles, and if I couldn't tell the cause from the abstract, I went and found the actual article itself, or the English translation of the article. More importantly, I started seeing wording beyond the 6 etiologies I ended up with. So I came up with some ground rules, mostly to keep my sanity, but more importantly, for clarification. So here goes. If the abstract characterized the cause of autism as brain hemispheric dysfunction, I called it neurological. Same for cognitive dysfunction. If the article mentioned brain chemistry dysfunction or organic deviations, sometimes these were also neurological, but more often they were, and I characterized them as biological. And also sometimes both, depending on what else the article had to say. And there were quite a few, especially in more recent years, that actually use the word neurobiological as the etiology. I put these under both causes rather than make that its own cause of autism. Chromosomal abnormalities, try saying that 3 times fast, and hereditary issues were genetic, of course. Not so clear were the pre, peri, and or neonatal insults causing autism. Most of the time this wasn't a genetic connection with the mother, but something environmental, such as the failure to thrive issue. Usually autism comorbid with something else, such as allergies, was either immunological or environmental. For example, I'd call it immunological if the article also mentioned subjects with peanut, fish, etc. allergies. But if the article was about a higher incidence of autism for children growing up near a plastics factory or a chemical plant, something like that, then I called it environmental. Regarding the psychological etiology, which is probably the thing people question me about the most, in the early days it was more what you might think of as a psychological cause, such as poor parenting, distant parenting, absent parenting. That etiology, that way, all but stopped by the 1980s. In more recent years, the psychological etiology still exists, but it's mainly as a social or communication impairment. And these are generally for people who are higher functioning, Asperger's syndrome, or higher on the ASD spectrum. If that still isn't clear to you, you can leave a note below and I'll get back with you, or email me at autisticfamily@yahoo.com AUTISTIC family at yahoo.com. I'll say more about the percentages of each cause I found in the next video. What my wife and I are working on now is the years between 1997 and 2021. And then we're planning to stay current and give updates regularly in our newsletters after that. The first newsletter you get, though, will be a deeper dive into the first 50 years that I just said, that I just covered in this video. You can contact us for this or other services Everyone's Autistic provides at autisticfamily@yahoo.com. Thanks for watching, and peace.